Greetings, ladies. Yeah, what's good? Welcome back to another video. Low-key last video flopped. I thought it was one of my better videos, but today's video is gonna be on something interesting. Now we're gonna be talking about the Backrooms movie today. I really liked it, to be honest, and also obviously spoilers. I don't know how you wouldn't expect them, but still. And let's get into it. I'm just gonna give you guys a quick recap of the movie so we're on the same page. Alright, so pretty much the movie starts off with this tweaker named Clark, right? So he just bought this new store, like he's low-key miserable, right? And then he finds something in the basement of the store, which is obviously the back rooms. Now this is like later in the movie. This isn't like exactly at the start, but pretty much at night he was like drinking himself and he was drinking himself to sleep and the power went out and he went down to fix the circuit and he found the wall and he fell through. Anyway, he started exploring it and at first it was just normal. And pretty much the next day over, or actually a couple days later, he was talking to about his therapist. And the reason he has a therapist is because he's divorced, which kind of adds to the character later in the story. Anyway, he tells the therapist about it, and he goes down there with his two employees, and they low-key all get slimed because you see right here, they're pulling down that guy. So this guy gets killed by a monster, like that's actually like an alter version of Clark, our main character. It's just like of some like big pirate guy. I'll show you a picture later. But pretty much after that, he goes insane and he starts tweaking. And then the therapist goes in after him, like right here, and she she tries to go in after him, right? And he finds her, and then he chokes her out and kidnaps her, and then, like he goes insane because he starts eating random people, right? Like just silicone people in the back rooms, and then he low-key tries to murder her, but and then like his alter ego, which was the monster, kills him. Now, before I get into the other stuff, I'm gonna get a little bit into depth on the the whole idea of the backrooms that the movie like explains. So at the end, the therapist girl is saved, and pretty much like there's just a flashback of a bunch of different memories, but in reality, the backrooms is just made up of a bunch of people's memories. Pretty much, Clark explains it in the movie as like, hey, peep, the the backrooms are just memories that people don't remember that well, like distorted memories, pretty much. And then at the end of the movie, we get like a bunch of scenes of like this store that Clark bought, because like now it's kind of like a memory, and it's just there and surrounded by walls. It's really weird, to be honest. I'm kind of sad the backrooms didn't have multiple levels, but to be honest, that probably wouldn't have worked because then the therapist could have gone after him, first off. And second off, it just goes for the original backrooms feel. Because just a little background information here. Actually, the backrooms comes from an office picture taken in an office building, and it's just a wall, and that's how it all started. So I feel like the movie does a good job in capturing the original theme that the backrooms was trying to make. Because I would say the fandom has definitely distorted it a lot because I feel it's designed to be a liminal space. It's not supposed to have like 3 million levels and like 5,000 entities. Like, yeah, there could be a couple entities and a couple levels, but like there shouldn't be just 3,000 different levels and just a bunch of random stuff. Like, it should feel liminal. The whole point of a liminal space is for there to be, like, just a feeling of nothingness. And the Backrooms movie also really captured the liminal feeling really well, even though there were lots of props, I would say. The liminal feeling was still there. I really like that they pulled that off. And now getting into the monster, pretty much like I just explained, the the things in the backrooms are pretty much distorted memories. So the monster that in the end like chased the therapist pretty much because it killed Clark. It's pretty much just Clark, just a distorted version of him. Like um, pretty much the whole idea is that Clark didn't want to change, so like his memory pretty much became distorted, and like in others' eyes, he pretty much became a monster. And well, yeah, that was kind of the premise behind the monster, I would say. Now, this is the monster. You see, it resembles Clark a little. You know, the reason it's a pirate is because at the start of the movie, Clark, when he's opening his new store, he's like advertising it as a pirate. So that's kind of just why it looks like a pirate. To people hating on the movie, I don't really understand why you don't like it. Now, I understand that the movie did end on a kind of a cliffhanger because the nurse actually like escaped the back rooms, like I said, and she ended up with like an organization, and then she was getting interrogated, and the movie ended. But apart from that, like just it's a great movie. The whole feeling of the backrooms is there. The monsters are a little lacking, I would say. Like I know I just said I like the liminal feeling, but I feel like the monster should have been something scarier. Because backrooms, I don't feel like it should have that much personality or color. The monster should have just been something lifeless or something that holds like symbolism, but doesn't actually show it that well. All in all, it was a great movie. I really liked it. The monsters could have held more symbolism, I would say. And even though I gave you the premise of the movie, you should definitely still watch it. It's a great movie. And yeah, that's really it. Also, thank you so much for 15 subs. I genuinely thought I'd never even get past 5. And yeah, adios.